Hello, everybody. We are live. Good to see everybody here. Just before I went live, I had this one come down and curl up. So I'm kind of in I don't know, I'm kind of stuck in this position. But good to see everybody. It's just me today. We're going to just be chatting and wanted to kind of hang out with everybody and answer questions and give some updates and just kind of chit chat. So if you are here, please say hello. As always, if you see a live chat over on the right, you can say hello and let me know how things are going. Lots of new developments in the last week or so with online companies. Sorry about my chair. I'm going to fix this into a better position here. Lots of updates with various companies. And I know if you're working for Wales English, they've had some huge updates, closing the platform. I think it was maybe on Thursday or Friday. So if you're a Wales English teacher, let us know how you're doing. And I see Christy's here, Christy Palfish. Hey, Christy, how are things going with Palfish these days? Are you still teaching with them? Hey, Allison from Tennessee. Hey, Tori. Hey, Charles, Alejandra, Sheena. Good to see everybody. So this weekend was crazy. I don't usually open classes on the weekend, but I opened 4 VIPKid classes and I was out running some errands. And while I was out, I saw teacher no-show, teacher no-show, teacher no-show, teacher no-show. And it was too late for me to get back home and to teach the classes. So for the first time in a long time, I had a string of 4 teacher no-shows with VIPKid, which is, not very good. But you know what? I kind of thought what are they going to do? Fire me? We're kind of already on the way out with VIPKid anyway. I just opened up 4 more classes the next day to make up for the loss because that's $10 per class penalty. So I lost $40 doing that, which was made for kind of an expensive Saturday, but taught the 4 classes on Sunday in my mind to kind of make up for it all. But my classes are really booking a lot. I'm having no problems with short notice. And what I really do believe is happening is, and this is coming from parents of students that I have, is that they're really wanting to get as many of their classes taught as they can. Some of them bought packages of 80, 100 classes. I've got some students with over 100 classes left. So a lot of those kids that you may usually see once or twice a week are going to be taking classes maybe every day. I've got one student that I used to see him about once every other week, and I've seen him every single day for the last 2 weeks. So, that's what's happening. Parents are worried. If you look at what's happening with other companies, closing down and not refunding parents or giving really crazy options for what's left of their classes. I know that parents are worried and wanting to get their classes taught as quickly as possible. Let's chat. Climate Marcher, John J. I had 3 teacher no-shows, not waking up on time. It's like quitting already. I never have the problem with not waking up because I don't teach early, but these no-shows were in the middle of the afternoon, so I have no excuse. I just completely forgot that I had them open. So totally my fault on that one. Christy says Palfish has been expanding to other countries for a few months now. Okay. Yeah. So some things that I heard about VIPKid. One teacher sent me a screenshot that they're offering $20 for recorded major course classes. So if you got that invite, apparently they're paying you $20 per class. That doesn't seem right. $20 per class. Maybe that's a full hour. Plus $20 if accepted. So if they use the video in their actual, library of recorded classes for parents, then you get an extra $20. So really kind of sounds worth it, actually, if you're looking to, if you get that opportunity. But so that's one thing that VIPKid is doing to kind of combat this. They are getting teachers to record classes. I know Wales English did that, and other companies as well. So definitely they're scrambling as well to find out how to combat this. Tori said, oh, I hadn't heard this. Magic Ears is now offering guaranteed bookings for South African teachers, even new ones. let's talk about that for a second. Not specifically Magic Years, but with online companies like VIPKid and Magic Years that are hiring teachers. I actually had a teacher reapply who had been a VIPKid teacher 2 years ago. They reapplied, I think, when all this kind of happened, got hired right away, and they're fully booked right now. If you're wanting to get in with these companies, like, I'm not recommending the teachers apply to these non-Chinese ESL companies because there really is no future with it. And there we go, made things a little bit brighter. But the bookings are there. So if you wanted something really short term, it sounds like some of these companies are losing a lot of teachers, and so trying to hire as many as they can. South African teachers guaranteed. Interesting. That never used to be the case. No, I don't know anyone working for a CAD sock. Oh, happy I found you too. Yeah, thank you. Learn English with ESO Larius. What's a good way to find out how many classes my regulars have left? Okay, simply ask. So if your student is old enough, like I've asked my students, how many classes do you have left? And they're able to tell me. They know. A lot of them are like, I don't know. And I actually asked one student who understood my question. The mom was listening, and she yelled over 43. So 43 classes, that's about 21 hours or so. So, that could be a long time. But I'm also hearing, okay, let's just talk about the rumorville for a second, because I think it's so important that we don't get caught up in the rumors, that we don't get caught up in the hype and the fear messaging that's out there about all these things. I mean, you could take any news article, you could take so many Facebook posts and twist them around and get caught up in when is it all going to end? When is the last date? I heard this news article said September something. This teacher told me November. This parent said, look, we just don't know. That's the bottom line with all of this, right? We don't know when these companies that are currently operating are going to actually close. But what we do know is we're in a position right now to pivot. We're in a position to start making plans to make change, right, in our life or whatever our position is. If online teaching is not your only source of income, then you're probably not so concerned. As with myself, it's not my only source of income, but it is a source of income. And so I am making plans to replace that income. I'm not looking to build a big teaching business where I have dozens of students and things like that. I do teach 3 students privately, and I've been very happy, doing that for several years. I've had referrals from those students, and I've had to say, hey, I'm not looking to teach more than a couple of hours a day. That's really all I can handle with all the other things that I have going on. So, my plan is to look at what I'm going to potentially lose. So if VIP could close tomorrow with the classes that I teach, that's normally 2 hours a day. So what am I going to do to replace that source of income? And I have time to do that. Even if VIPKid closed tomorrow, I'm still going to get income streams coming in from other things. And so I have time to start making preparations for what's next. And I want to also encourage you that it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be next week. And I said this in my previous video, and I believe in this so passionately that, we don't need to get caught up in what we see on social media and what appears to be thousands of teachers running to non-Chinese ESL companies or running to, company XYZ. And it's easy for us to feel like we're 6 miles behind everyone else. Oh my gosh, I don't know what companies to apply to. Oh my goodness, I've applied to Canly, but they haven't responded. Oh my goodness, what's CleverKid or what's this company all about? It starts to become overwhelming. I mean, I'm sure you are feeling that if you are on social media or in Facebook groups. It is overwhelming. So, do yourself a favor and give yourself a break and take a break. I took a week off of Instagram basically last week because it was just too much. Those Facebook notifications are still there, and I still see, what's going on and what people are talking about. But, honestly, just because you're not applying to companies right now, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't even mean that you have to. Don't feel the pressure to apply to non-Chinese companies, because right now, I'm telling you, they are saturated. They're on hiring freezes. They don't pay very well. And you really have to think about, what do you want for yourself? And so I was thinking about, a game plan, and I think it's important to put a game plan in place for what you want for the future. So, whether it's like, where do you see yourself in 1 year, or where do you see yourself in 6 months, or, where do you see yourself in 3 months? Make those goals and start to think about, and it takes reflecting, and it takes sitting down and really thinking about, where are my skills? What have I learned as an online teacher? What am I really passionate about that I've kind of put on the back burner because VIPKid was so easy, or because teaching online kind of solved that problem for me and I didn't really have to step out of my comfort zone and do something scary. Think about those things and write them down, and start to, think about where you see yourself in 6 months, or, in a year, as to what you want for yourself. Do you want to be teaching online? Do you want to have your own teaching business? Do you want to have an online business of something else? Now is the time to start not dreaming, but really putting the wheels into motion and taking action on those things. Because I promise you, if you start taking action, even if it's really small steps from today moving forward, who knows where you'll be in 3 months or 6 months or 9 months, so make a game plan for yourself. Think about where you want to be. And in the meantime, network with other people. I've spent a lot of time in the last 3 weeks, ever since this happened, networking with people, trying to come up with solutions for online teachers and looking at options for teaching privately and for freelancing and all that kind of stuff. Something that I've been doing on a small scale for a long time, but now, looking at opportunities at the moment. And, networking can take you so far. It really, really can. If you network with teachers, find out what they know, share skills with each other, it's extremely powerful. So I'm on my soapbox. That's what I wanted to say. I really just wanted to jump on and chat with you and encourage you and let you know that what you put your mind to is really going to help determine where you're going to be in the future. And yes, you can run to a non-Chinese ESL company and get hired. Yes, you can, keep teaching into the very end, which is what I'm doing with VIPKid. But know that it's coming to an end, and start thinking about, what you're going to do. It doesn't mean you have to get panicked or anxious or, overwhelmed. Take the time that you need. It's not a race. It's your journey and your journey only. It's so easy to get caught up in the social media rat race right now, because it's crazy out there. It really, really is. I mean, it's unprecedented what's happened. The industry that we were involved in has just completely crashed. And so many of us are trying to pivot and think about new opportunities. So just, follow your own journey and stay in your lane, and, do what feels right for you. Don't do something because you see other people doing it, in other words. All right, let's see what folks are saying. Sorry, that was my soapbox for the morning. Thank you, Kathy. That's what I've been telling you, is let things slow down. Exactly. Transitions are exciting times. Absolutely, Climate Marcher. They're scary and hopeful, but it's all how you look. And it's all about, for a lot of us, it's a huge mindset shift to going from an online ESL teacher with a company to being an entrepreneur, if that's what you want to do. It's a really huge mindset. And so you need to take the time to learn, to grow, and just follow your own course. Don't be pressured into applying to hundreds of companies right now. Maria says, question, I recently took 2 workshops with Minji. Awesome. I got your email about a new one on Friday. Is she adding new info to this one? Yeah, Maria. Ooh, sorry, Mario. I'm blind if I can't see the last letter. Yeah, Mario. Or is it Marlo? Oh, I'm so blind. Mario. Send me an email. I can give you some more information on that workshop. Yeah. It is going to be a bit different, but you could also reach out to her and ask her if there's any differences, because she's the one that's running it. Protostar, woo! Yes, I have thought about Protostar. I know I just created a page actually on my website about Protostar, because I know that they are still hiring. It's onlineteacherdude.com/Protostar. You know what? I don't know if I remember. what the actual page is. Let me see. OnlineTeacherDude.com. Yeah, if you go up to the Teach menu, you will see it. OnlineTeacherDude.com/Protostar Education Review. Yeah, so if you're interested in Protostar, I did do a big write-up about requirements because they are affected by all of this, but not super affected. All right. I was looking at a job application and it said to attach a video of a recent class I've taught. Okay. Yeah, I would do a demo class for them if that's the case. I don't really think you can rip a copy of a class from a platform, but I don't know. That's just me. I don't think you can do that really, unless you screen shared and blocked out the child's photo. Yeah, I guess you could do that for that one. Kathy Klein, let me see, took 2 workshops. Learn English with ESL. I started Chinese students recently. I make my own content, videos, online activities, PowerPoint, do Chinese learners like that sort of stuff. Yeah, let's talk about teaching students privately for a minute. So obviously there's a lot of teachers right now that are, getting WeChat messages, maybe connecting with parents and maybe thinking about, oh, I'm just gonna, teach these guys privately when everything's done. So on the last day that the company closes, I'm just going to teach privately. Have you thought about what that looks like? Because teaching privately is a huge leap. If you're going to start managing multiple students, multiple curriculums, payments, policies. Have you thought about cancellation policies? Have you thought about, what type of packages you're going to be selling, how much you're going to charge, and all those kinds of things? So I would definitely consider it, but I would go into it cautiously and understand what's involved. We are talking about that over on my Facebook group, which has grown a lot in the last week. We're now over 1,000 members, going solo, pivoting as an online teacher. I don't know what the link is, but if you look up going solo, independent teaching, you'll probably find me pretty quickly. So yeah, if you'd like to join that Facebook group, I'm trying to kind of create some specific content threads in there about curriculum, about payment options, about, platforms to use and all that sort of stuff. One thing I would say about that is that if you are going to go into private teaching, remember that you are the teacher and you know what's best. And I would never want to see anyone trying to juggle multiple curriculums. One is enough. Make a decision on what you want to teach. And it doesn't mean you have to be a general English teacher and teach VIPKid style lessons. Maybe you're going to say, I really think about what you like in the classes that you currently teach. Do you like the grammar? I don't. Do you like the reading? Yeah, I do. So maybe it's a reading program that you're going to offer, and you're going to really focus on reading with your students. And so you're going to choose a curriculum that's based around that, or you're going to create your own, or you're going to go and buy something, but you're going to stick to it. And that's how you're going to market yourself. You're going to market yourself as someone who's able to get results in that area, because that's what Chinese parents want, and that you're able to provide high value and a really solid experience for the students. If you are trying to manage multiple curriculums, and by the way, they all cost money, and well, most of them do, the good ones, and that gets expensive. And have you received any payments yet from parents to actually pay for those classes? Or are you going out and buying big curriculum packages that you're not even sure you're going to make the money back? Like I would also be thinking about that. There's certainly nothing wrong with pre-selling classes. If you know the curriculum you're going to use, make sure that the demand is there with the students that you have. Pre-sell the class, package of classes or whatever it is, and then you'll be more prepared to spend the however much money on the curriculum, whatever it is. Tori, I'm scrolling way up, guys. I'm so sorry for not looking at the comments. I think because you're seeing easy getting with clever kids and their pay is super high right now. Yeah, I wish them all the best, and I am thinking about putting an application in. They are brand new, and I know that that's just something to be aware of. I think they're launching today. Was it today? I can't remember. It was like end of August sometime. But they do look great, and the pay is awesome. So I will be definitely rooting them on if they do well. I really hope they do. My question is, can you show a video of a VIPKid class with the student's face blurred? I don't know what the rules around this are. I know for one thing, I'm not really allowed to show like a VIPKid class on a YouTube channel. So beyond that, I don't know if anyone else can chime in and help Heather. Tag her in that if you've got a thought about that. Just put @Heather and she will see her name highlighted if anyone can answer that. Gwen says, one challenge I found is planning. I do better with pre-made curriculum versus making my own. Yeah, absolutely. And that's, there are curriculums out there to use. So, if you can kind of find something that would work with your students, then, check that out. I know Wales English was using something from National Geographic. If someone knows in the chat, let us know. And it was about, I think, $32 or something for a unit, but they look really good. And I know they had a really good curriculum. Chow's Wolfie, I need another ESL job. Yeah, I hear you. Keep your eyes out there, but as I say, don't panic. Andrea. Okay, so Andrea asked, do you create your own or do you buy pre-made? Tim, just curious. Okay, so I had a student 11 years ago who I taught in Beijing. He was my first grade student. I private taught him using books and resources from my school or, that I had for the next 2 years. So when he was in grade 2 and grade 3, I was in a different school. So I continued to teach him privately. And then when I moved to Malaysia, it was really the Wild West of online tutoring then. And I figured out a way where they were able to use Skype. They did direct bank transfer, really old school way of doing it. We Skyped and I used just online resources that I could find. So I knew that I wanted to work on reading comprehension, grammar, and speaking and listening. So those are kind of the main 3. So I found units online, mostly free actually, that, were just like kind of the boring old worksheets that you could use. And then I did spend some time buying TPT products as well for him. And now he is 16 and I use Off to Class. So it's really easy. They have a pre-assessment built in. So, it really highlights some of their weaknesses and then you're able to kind of work from that. I think I pay $12 a month. You can pay $8 a month for one student for the basic package. And I think it might be like 12 or 16 for the upgraded one. And you can have up to 2 students. So yeah. And then with the other 2 students, one of them I use Reading A to Z. So, yes, you do have to pay for it, but it's all there and I get paid really well for those classes. And then the other one I also kind of bring things in and with him, I make more of the lessons. I use Nearpod to create the lessons. And I pull in from Reading A to Z because I've bought that, and I pull in from just collections of curriculums that I've collected over the years. So kind of piecemeal. But as I say, if I wanted to scale that and make it bigger, I would really be wanting something more uniformed and marketing myself as someone who is an expert in this or who is offering these types of classes. And then, I wouldn't be bargaining with parents about curriculum and, trying to find this one and going out and buying this one. Remember, you're the teacher, you know what's best. So do what's best. And if you're okay with pulling things together, then that's also fine. Yeah, absolutely. You can reuse and use for different students for sure. We use Reach, seems many do. Oh yeah, I've heard of that one. Is Reach with Wales? The company I work for heavily discourages private information sharing. What do you mean? Like you sharing your information? If you're working for a Chinese company, I wouldn't even worry about it. I mean, if you want to keep in touch with your students, do what works for you for sure. But yes, it definitely is against our contract in some companies to reach out privately. Yeah, so join the Facebook group, Going Solo Online Independent Teaching. I want to use kids' videos from YouTube, but they are so long. I hate to take up 4 minutes of class time. I suppose I could stop in the middle. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It is, and sometimes parents don't really want the child watching like a 4-minute video. So, you know, if you can kind of get it down to the best minute possible, I would probably kind of keep it to like a minute maximum. Reach higher is National Geographic. Okay. All right. I have not used British Council lesson plans. No. Oh, I also wanted to say, if I don't have anything official at the moment, but I have been doing over the last couple of weeks a little bit of coaching. So if teachers, and I'm not charging a super high price for this, but if teachers wanted, you know, someone to bounce ideas off of and to kind of work on a specific plan for you moving forward, you know, it can be really helpful to have someone to do that with. I'm happy to do that with you, as well as, you know, help you work on your profile video or your resume, or just kind of look at like where your skill set is and maybe look at some other platforms and what you might offer. It really helps to kind of like get those ideas out and to start formulating a game plan of what you want to do moving forward. So, you know, totally optional. If you'd like to, just reach out to me. I'm really keeping it very, very small scale. And like I said, it's nothing that I have official. I don't have a lot of space and time to do a ton of it at the moment, but sometimes it's just helpful for those that really need it. So if you are interested in that, feel free to shoot me an email. Let's see here. Video must not be a time filler. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm just going to scroll up here for a second, see if I was covering everything that I wanted to. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to share this article. Let's see if I can bring this up real quick. Yeah, I might have actually dissolved it. Let's do a little screen share here. So I'm going to share this article about private teaching. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. So it's a good one by the Japan Times. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me, like, is private teaching illegal? I mean, surely we're not able to. Oh, dear. I actually do have an account. I'm trying to think how I can get into here. Return to the, let's see if I can log in. No, it is not illegal for a Chinese person to pay for services from somebody that they would like services from. That is not illegal. Will the government crack down on this in the future? You know, as long as you kind of stay low key and you're not creating some large company, hiring teachers, doing massive marketing on WeChat and getting hundreds of parents into WeChat groups and offering your services, I wouldn't be doing that. You know, if you're wanting to just kind of keep it small scale with your students, then absolutely, you know, I totally say go for it. But remember, it's very different from teaching with a company, and there's a lot of things to be thinking about. So join the Facebook group that I have. I really want to provide guidance around that area. I'm so sorry. This is not, yeah, this is going to be a little bit difficult. Let's see if I can do this and see if it'll pop up. But it was a good read. Actually, someone on Instagram shared it with me, just about how, you know, the supply may have disappeared, but there are parents who want classes. And this article really talks about like how it's going to potentially create a divide, because the demand is still there, but it's only going to be the wealthy that can afford, you know, private classes. Whereas a lot of these companies, you know, were really accessible to, you know, folks of all different types of economic backgrounds. So it is going to be, I don't know, a bit of a strange situation for sure. Okay, I cannot share this. Let me share the link in the chat. Maybe you can go and check it out if you'd like to see it on your own. The link is there. You might have to create an account. I was able to do it earlier without an account, but Carl, Ninja Teacher said becoming an independent teacher is a lot more work than people think. Yeah, I mean, I've had, like I said, I've probably had a dozen students over the last 8 years at least. Some have stuck with me for a couple of years, some for 6 months, some for a month, some for 3 years, you know. And I've really just enjoyed that, because I was teaching full-time brick and mortar, high-end private school in China and Malaysia, and I only really had time for a few students. And it wasn't difficult because we had relationship, and it was all based on referrals. And so, they trusted me, I trusted them. But remember, while you may have taught these parents, students, they're nervous about everything right now, and they're nervous and angry with companies, and they're upset about these new changes as well. And to send a lot of money overseas to kind of a stranger, you may have taught a few classes for their child, but to send a large sum of money across the continent, across the ocean, is a big deal. What guarantees are there that you're not going to run? What guarantees, how are you going to set all those things up? So it's just important to be thinking about it if you are moving in that direction. But if you just want to take, 1, 2, or 3 students, teach them privately, and you're happy with that, you could really do that really easy with simple processes like you can, schedule things one-on-one on WeChat, and you can have your, Zoom, whatever, choose a platform that works for you and the student. And payment, I talked about payment last week. Payment can be done through Stripe integration. It can be done through PayPal, bank transfer. Where there's a will, there's a way, and you can work it out. It's not impossible. Dawn, yes, you were actually, I was talking to you about reading A to Z. How did the classes go? So curious how they went. Dawn just had a couple of trial students that she taught privately. I think for the first time, right, Dawn? That's awesome. What is your opinion about using TikTok videos to market yourself as a private teacher and show off your skills? Yes, absolutely. It's a great tool for English teachers to showcase their skills. And what a great platform to drive people somewhere else. So that's what it's all about. On TikTok, you can be sharing maybe a freebie on your website, or you can be sharing, where people can find out more about you on your website, or you can be sending them to Instagram, where you can have more conversations with them about, becoming a student. It's a great platform for that. Am I on TikTok? No. I'm still trying to figure out Instagram Reels before I get into a whole new platform, but it is a great platform, and you can grow really quickly on TikTok. Yes, Dawn. High five on that. Super cool. They were great. Private classes, both rebooked. Cool. Very, very cool. Do TikTok if you can. Yes, I can't. Yeah, put question if you had a question for me and I didn't answer it. I scrolled through a lot and missed a lot as well. Just got an email back from VIPKid. They're on a hiring freeze. Yep, I knew that a week ago. I heard that. Data. Did I hear anything about data? Data. I think I know someone that does some affiliate with them, and I think they've stopped that with data. So I think things are phasing out there, but no, I haven't heard any or seen any official announcements. I haven't used British Council lesson plans. Federal Education Rights Privacy Act protects you as well as the students. Very good. Yeah, A to Z reading is great. I made PPT to go with the book. Awesome. Yeah. So just make sure as well, if you're making lessons, that you're also, that you're making your money for it, because you don't want to be spending as much time. You might have to in the beginning, but you don't want to spend as much time as you are teaching, preparing, right? As well. You want to get things kind of more automated and into a system. I'm sorry to hear that, Sid. Cambly, they're not on a hiring freeze, but they're taking a long time, and it's really the top applicants that are kind of getting through quickly, maybe based on degrees, even though they don't require one. I think because they've had such an influx of applications that they are, they're definitely struggling with keeping up with the influx. They are growing, so they definitely still do need teachers. I know that for a fact. Just hang in there. Go to the question mark in the top right corner of the platform and send in a ticket if it's been more than a week or two. Moving to China, yay or nay? Hester. For me, it's a nay. I lived in China. I loved it, but I wouldn't probably go back and live again there specifically. But really cool country, amazing experience. But I'm definitely not going there to teach English online. That's for sure. Yes, Zebra English is closing. Or I should say, Yeah, they are definitely closing. They're phasing out class packages with students. Any Chinese ESL company in China is phasing out their children's program with foreign teachers. Bottom line. And adults are teaching, I've heard that, or I should say, some companies are shifting to teaching adults. And I've seen videos of like VIPKid having Chinese teachers teaching right now. So I think there's a bit of that going on as well. Which do I prefer, teaching kids or adults? I prefer teaching kids. Yeah. I was a kindergarten teacher, first grade teacher, third grade teacher. I don't mind teaching adults, but it's, just kind of more of what I know. So, all right. Any more questions? Let's see if I had anything else I wanted to bring up. I got on my soapbox. I want to encourage you to make a plan, and don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the fear mongering and the, crazy stuff that's out there. Run your own course, run your own race, do your own thing. And, things will work out. As I said, make a game plan for where you see yourself in 3 or 6 months and make it happen, right? You have the steering wheel for where you want to go. And if it's, I need to work for Cambly for 3 months because I have no income, then go do it. I don't judge anyone for wanting to do that in the meantime. It's not really sustainable. You're not going to make a great income from it. But if you need something short term while you're working out other things, then go for it. It really can it can help you. And if you see good opportunities out there for non-Chinese companies, check them out. Nothing wrong with it. But don't ever feel like you're behind the 8 ball, behind because you're not necessarily doing what everyone else is doing. I think that's what's happening a lot right now. I think people are just hearing about companies and they're just going to apply with the hundreds of others that are doing it. I mentioned Nil English on a live. I might have been talking with Lexi about it. I can't remember now. But I had a form set up with Nil English to receive the applicants because they're very, very small. I sent over 750, or I think it's over 800 now, 750, 800 applicants from that one video of just mentioning them. So, does it pay to go and run to all the companies just because they're potentially hiring? No, because they only needed 5 or 10 teachers from that list. So your chances are pretty slim of getting in, So just be patient, do your own research. Don't feel like you have to follow the herds to run to every company that's being mentioned. You can also do your own research and you can find some real gems online. There's lots of companies out there. Some of them are listed on Indeed, or other job search sites like that, and they're lesser known, and they're not in all the Facebook groups. So, check those out. And network with people. Set up a LinkedIn profile. A great way to put yourself out there to be searchable by companies that are looking for someone. They'll find you. I promise. I was blessed, let me see, that about 8 parents just started chatting privately with me on WeChat. I just asked if they wanted to have a trial class. 6 booked within 10 days. And yeah, it's easy right now, guys. I mean, there are parents all over WeChat. If you can make connections and network, and it's pretty easy to get students right now for sure. VIPKids trainings are still going on. Awesome. I didn't know that. Yes, it is legal to teach kids privately. Absolutely. Yep. With the Klassen app, you can do Klassen. You can use Klassen or Zoom or Voov or Zoomoo, or there's another one. And I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities popping up, like businesses and solutions to this situation. There's probably going to be a lot of non-Chinese companies that pop up. There's probably going to be a lot of, software developers that create solutions for teachers, that are going to help you be able to teach your students privately, to collect payments, to do scheduling. There already are options. My Cool Class is one that I'm interested in, and they've got solutions for this very problem, to be able to collect payments through Alipay and WeChat Pay, to be able to bring your private students on. Hollow is another one that I'm really interested in. They have like over 1 million students right now. And so they've got some really neat ways of teaching and offering group classes for their students. And of course, you can do it on your own, and it takes more work, but it's definitely possible. Okay, good. We're going a little longer than I normally like to go, but hope everyone had a good time. Sorry, it was just me. I've been doing so many interviews lately. I just thought I can't schedule another interview. I'm just going to jump on and wing it and just talk. And yeah, I had said my piece, and hopefully it encouraged somebody. And yeah, if you need anything from me, reach out. My inbox is open, and feel free to connect with me there or on Instagram. And again, my Facebook group is called Going Solo, Pivoting as an Online ESL Teacher. I think if you search Going Solo, Independent Online Teaching, you will see it. So yeah, there we go. I'll just bring that one back from out of there. And I am going to go live another time this week on Wednesday, and I'm going to be talking about Groove for teachers. So I've talked about it months ago, and I'm going to be diving in and showing you everything that's possible within Groove if you're a teacher and you're kind of wanting to do something else, or you're wanting to use Groove to build your business, or you're wanting to maybe sell things or create coaching or whatever. Groove has another week left in their current lifetime launch price. And I want you to be aware of it so that you can make the decision if it's right for you. You can also get started for free. So I'm going to be doing a live on here on Wednesday all about that if you'd like to join. Okay, thanks everybody for being here. Have a wonderful Monday, and I will see you same time, same place. Well, I'll be here on Wednesday, and then also next week. All right, catch you later.